The next speaker is Mr. Jim Lindenfeld. Wake up. Wake up, Jim Lindenfeld.
Wake up, Jim! Dad's died. Mr. Chairman, members, guests, and dignitaries. It was 8 o'clock in the morning on June 20th. Oh, I know it was June 20th because I graduated from high school on June 19th. And I was dreaming about that graduation ceremony when my brother's anguished cry woke me up. Maybe that's why I remember that dream so vividly. It starts by walking out of the gymnasium and on to the gridiron at Dickinson Stadium, near gale-force winds or racing away from some ominous clouds that will bring rain later that night. The glorious rays of the sun burst over the tops of those distant thunderheads, and I shield my eyes so that I can scan every face in the crowd, hoping to find one face, my father's. The dream shifts to our hospital visit that morning. My family and I are walking down a long, gray, antiseptic corridor. Our footfalls mingle with the wheezing sounds of the ventilators in that lung cancer ward. And as I look up, I see fluffy white clouds against a brilliant blue background through the skylight. And when we push open the door to my father's room, he's sitting up in bed. He seems so much better today. He even thinks he'll be able to attend the graduation ceremony that night. The dream shifts again. And I'm reaching my chair on the field, and I'm pretty certain my father isn't there. I decide to scan one last time when suddenly I hear, "Jim, wake up! Dad's dying!" I'm sure it was 8 o'clock, because for the first time since I started sleeping in the bed, I didn't jump out of it. I lay there just a little bit groggy. And when I looked at the clock and realized it was 8, I knew it was the first time in my memory that I hadn't been awakened on or before 6:30 in the morning. You see, I was raised in John Lindenfeld's house, and he got up at 6:30, and by God, if he got up at 6:30, so could you. 7 days a week, every season of the year, jump out of bed, get dressed, make breakfast, start your chores, clean your room. But not on that rain-soaked June morning. I went to the graduation dance the night before. I had such a great time, I decided to stay till the end. But that dance didn't break up until well after 2 o'clock. I didn't get to bed till 3:30 in the morning. Must have forgotten to set the alarm when I went to bed. In fact, it seems as though I just drifted off when I heard, "Jim, wake up! Dad's died." And so, at 8 o'clock in the morning on June 20th, I lay there just a little while longer. And I remember my next thought. Thank God. I know how barbaric that sounds. That's why I've never shared it with anyone before. But you have to realize my father had been dying my entire life. And worse yet, I knew I was the cause. Hardly a day went by when my father didn't turn to us and say, "You kids are killing me!" Only he said it so often he began to believe it. He even began to show it. When he missed my graduation, that just meant he was old for my high school career. I was in 3 dramas, 18 performances. Well, and admittedly, some were worth missing more than others. But he missed them all. I was on the basketball team for 3 years, 54 games. And sure, I saw most of them from the bench. But he never saw one. In fact, the only time he ever saw me play organized basketball was the one time that he had to drive me home from practice and take me to the dentist because my mom's car was in the shop. Well, I realized he'd seen the last 5 minutes of practice. So I threw on my clothes, jumped into his car, eager to hear what he'd have to say. He didn't really look at me. But he did say, "You'll have to walk home. I have an appointment tonight." "Yes, sir." And I remember as I walked home through the snowstorm with the cotton plug stuffed in the holes where my wisdom teeth used to be, I was glad that he hadn't criticized my basketball play. I was happy he wouldn't be home fighting with my mother. And that was just 6 short months before I heard, "Jim, wake up! Dad's dying." Only this time he was. He passed away quietly on June 21st, unable to utter a single word to those of us who kept vigil. But the dream for that night haunted my sleep for many years. And it was always the same, until one night last summer when it changed. I walked not from the gymnasium onto the gridiron, but into that long, gray, antiseptic corridor. This time I was alone, my footfalls mingling with the wheezing sounds of those ventilators in the lung cancer ward. And when I looked up, I saw flashes of lightning against the jet black canvas through the Rain Street skylight. When I pushed open the door to his room, he lay in bed, writhing in agony, desperately trying to reach the call button that would bring help to his side. And then he turned and his wild eyes focused on me. I woke up. I was trembling, sweat-soaked. And when I glanced at the clock, I saw it was 3:30 in the morning. 2006. That's when I knew how wrong I had been. All those years I hated my father because I thought he hadn't been there for me. For the first time I realized when he needed me the most, I hadn't been there for him. Then at some meaningless ceremony, some stupid dance. And so, in the small hours in the morning on June 20th, I lay back down. I closed my eyes and I prayed to God to take the hatred from my heart. And I prayed to my father, to my dad, to forgive me. And when my eyes popped open at 6:30, I knew from the lightness of my heart, my prayers had been answered. The dream would haunt me no more. I lay in bed a little while longer. I remember my next thought. Thank God. Do you still hate someone? Don't wait as long as I did to wake up, Mr. Jim.
Okay, first place. Drum roll, please. Jim Lindenfeld!